baking today on Cooking in Our PJs is cupcakes.
What flavor?
Well, since we have finished books 1 and 2 and 3, we've finished books 1 through 3 of Harry Potter. And they have a favorite drink called Butterbeer. And we are taking Butterbeer in the form of cupcakes. So Butterbeer plus cupcakes equals, well, Harry Potter loving cupcakes.
There you go. All right. So no fear, parents. Butterbeer is a non-alcoholic beverage that we're making it with. It's a butterscotch type beverage. And we're going to flavor our cupcakes with just that. What's even more exciting about this recipe is that in the cupcakes themselves, we have 3 ingredients. We have a butter yellow cake mix.
We have pudding.
Butterscotch pudding. And cream soda. All right, that's all we're gonna make. That's all we're using in the cupcakes. All right, we're just gonna use those 3 things. Now, what are the things that we need to remember before we get started?
Well, we have to do, there are 3 most important things you have to do.
Okay.
3.
What are they?
Just 3. Well, make sure you wash your hands.
Yep.
Then you just pull your hair back. We just did ponytails.
Yep. Why do we pull our hair back?
So we don't get hair in our food or food in our hair.
That's right.
Because that is the same thing.
Sort of.
Sort of, but
then,
not.
what's the 3rd most important part of today's thing?
And you parents watching this video, don't, the oven, don't touch. Kids watching video, don't touch oven.
That's right. Let the parents deal with the hot oven. We've got it preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what we need.
Not close to the tip of Mercury nor the sun.
That's right. It's not quite that hot. All right.
Nor even Venus.
That's right. So let's go ahead and get started with our cupcakes. All right. We're gonna open our box. We're gonna open the bag. How are we gonna open this bag first? Be very careful with these scissors. If you need a grown-up's help, get a grown-up's help to cut.
Get a grown-up. If you need help, just use little scissors if you're a kid and use big scissors if you're an adult.
Or have an adult supervision if you're using big scissors like you just did. All right, we're gonna dump our cake mix into the bowl.
And then I am opening the pudding.
Okay.
And
you
you
cut
cut
it
this time.
All right, I'll cut this one. All right. Boop, 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 boop.
I'll pour it.
And we're gonna dump the whole thing into the cake mix. Okay? Yay!
We just do a big hole half dome. Big hole half dome.
That's it. All right. All right, that's 2 ingredients. How many did we have? 3. Okay. You hold this for a second. Hold it still like this so I can see the number. Since this guy's heavy, I'm going to do the pouring out of
the cream soda thingy.
Woo! All right.
Cream soda thingy. I said the cream.
I want to smell cream soda.
Smell it.
All right. Now we want 12 ounces of cream soda. You could use, hey, keep it flat for me. Keep it flat so I can get a good measurement. You could use a can of cream soda if you could find a can of cream soda. I couldn't, so we bought a whole 2 liter, which I guess we get to enjoy more of later. All right, we're gonna take it to 12 ounces in our measuring cup. You smell it?
I do too.
All right.
It smells like gingerbread.
Okay.
It smells like gingerbread.
Does it? Okay, let's pour him in there.
It's a volcano. It's gonna blow.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm just kidding.
All right, look at that. That's all nice and frothy. Okay, we're gonna use our electric hand mixer.
Remember, from last time's video, we told you not to touch the metal part of the mixer.
That's right. We don't touch the metal part, especially if it's moving. Okay. We don't want our little fingers to get caught in there.
And remember, last time I told y'all my fingers were really delicate.
Yep. Last week we made chocolate chip cookies, and this week we're making cupcakes because who doesn't love sweets?
Who doesn't even love Butterbeer? recipe for butterbeer.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that on another episode, cooking in our PJs. Maybe we'll find that. All right, we're gonna mix it until it's well blended. Ooh, it smells so sweet. Now the reason that we use the pudding mix, that's completely optional. You could just do the 2 ingredients and use the soda and the cake mix. We use the pudding just for extra moisture. It makes for
Smells like butterbeer already.
yeah, the pudding makes for a moist cake. All right.
It actually does smell like that.
It's a little good, doesn't it? Yeah. My sister made Butterbeer Cupcakes last week
I think so.
or the week before.
Her name?
No. Let me finish before you interrupt me, okay? Although it's good. I don't think we need to scrape the sides. We'll just take this. She made Butterbeer Cupcakes, and hers was a very complicated recipe, and I said, I don't want to do that. They were delicious, but I don't want to do that because it's easier for me to make those cupcakes myself. This way, we can do it together because we've only got a few ingredients.
And we could do it in a video.
It makes it much easier for you to do the same thing.
Boop, boop,
And we can show you how. Okay, so now what we're going to do.
This video.
That's right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our cupcake liners into our cupcake pans. All right, do you want to do that? Do you want to get down there and do that? You go do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Please excuse me while I go to the girls' bathroom to visit Moaning Myrtle. Excuse me.
I don't think you're going to the girls' bathroom.
Just kidding.
Okay, so we got our liners into our pans, and now we're going to use what I call a multitasking tool. And we used this last week to make our cookie dough balls, and this week we're going to use it to fill our cupcake liners.
And I call them cupcake balls.
Yep. Let me show you how to do the first one, and then I will let you do those after, okay? We're going to take as level as you can get it into the cookie scoop, melon ball, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to put 1 and 2. All right, and that's all we're going to do in each cupcake liner. All right, that way we have enough for everybody. They're all even, pretty much the same size, which also means that they're going to cook more evenly. All right, you ready to do this? Okay, we got 18. It's a thicker batter. It didn't go as far, but that's okay. 18 is a good number to work with.
And I'm going to lick the rest of this.
Yep, right off the spatula. That's probably her favorite part of the whole thing. So now we're going to take our 18 cupcakes, okay? We're going to put them in the oven and we're going to bake them for 15 minutes and then we'll check them. And then we will leave them in if we need to, take them out and cool them if we don't need to. So next up, we're going to make the butterscotch buttercream icing.
Yum.
Okay, so the next part for the frosting, or icing, whatever you want to call it, all right, because it's a buttercream icing is what it really is for us. You need a cup of butterscotch chips, and we're over here at the stove. It's going to saucepan because we're going to melt these over a low temperature on the stove. We're going to add our heavy whipping cream. Okay.
As you can see, and she is right.
We're going to do 6 tablespoons. 3, 4.
2 more.
That's right. 5, 6. Okay. All right. We're going to put that in the sink, please. We're going to put this on a low heat. All right. We're going to put them on like a 1 or 2. And we're going to stir with our whisk. We're just going to give him a couple of stirs until he is good and melted. Alright, so this is where we are after just a few minutes, and we're going to keep stirring until they're all melted. But once these guys are all melted and it is completely liquid, we're going to take it off the stove and we're going to let it cool for 20 minutes. Alright, because you definitely want it cool before you start putting the rest of the ingredients for the icing into the bowl. Otherwise, you'll start melting everything else that you're putting in with it, and then you don't have a very thick icing.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're almost there. Then we're going to let them cool for 20 minutes. So we've pulled our cupcakes out of the oven. They baked for 18 minutes. We got 18 cupcakes, 18 minutes. Should be easy to remember. That's what our oven did. Your oven might do differently. We're about to start on the icing, the butterscotch buttercream icing. We're starting by, we started with the butterscotch chips and the heavy whipping cream, and we melted those together on the stovetop, and it has sat for 20 minutes to cool, and so he's good to go in. Then we took 3 sticks of butter.
And then we chopped them up by guess who?
Yep, we let Hayes chop them up. We used a butter knife. Make sure that there's a parent around if you're going to use a knife, because it's very important that you don't use sharp objects by yourself, just in case you need help or you get hurt. All right, so we're gonna start by putting the butter in the mixing bowl that we're using. Okay, just stick him in there. And we use butter, not margarine. The fat content is different. The texture is all different. The oil. All right, you can do that.
And margarine is not that much healthy.
That's very true too, though these cupcakes have nothing healthy about them, so let's not even worry about that. It's just literally the fat content changes the difference in the texture of the icing and how well it holds together. Okay, so we've got the butter. We're going to take our butterscotch mixture. It's heavy whipping cream and butterscotch chips.
And I thought we were putting the butter in there.
Now we're going to pour this on top of the butter. Now it's not cold because I didn't put it in the refrigerator, and it didn't say, there's no recipe that I found that says put it in the refrigerator. It just sat to cool, so it wasn't at like a super hot temperature. This will help to soften your cold butter, because you do want to use cold butter, and this is, I'm guessing, this is the reason for it. All right.
Looks like Butterbeer.
Does it? Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Put him to the side. Nope, not him. Just the pot. We need him. He's important. Okay. We're going to put the mixer in here, and we're going to mix these together until it's nice and creamy. And then we'll come back and add the vanilla and the sugar. I don't think that looks good. It does?
I think it does.
It smells good. It smells really sweet. Alright. We're going to do this until it's fluffy looking. It needs to look creamy and fluffy. We don't want chunks of butter just hanging out. We want it all blended together. So Hayes, what is your favorite of the 3 Harry Potter books that we have read together?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Now tell me what your favorite part of the actual Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban book is.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you like when they get rid of the boggarts?
I like the bogger. I like Ron spider with a roller skate.
Ah, yes. Well, don't give it all away. We don't want to give away the secrets of the book, but yeah, those are pretty cool.
Ridiculous.
All right.
Oh look, your phone
we
is
have
covered in hearts.
This awesome fluffy mixture of butter and butterscotch.
Look at
Okay. All right, we're going to add our vanilla. We need.
have it. I got it under control.
Do you?
How much bowl you need?
We need 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. So fill him to the top. Stop. Okay, well we're going to call that a 1.5 teaspoons, because you can't take that back out and do that again. Okay. It comes out pretty fast, huh? You gotta be careful with that.
Yep.
All right. Let's mix him in real good.
Now it smells really good. It's like cookie dough.
Nice. I know.
Well, it looks like cookie dough without cookie chocolate chips.
Slightly different texture.
Because what does cookie dough feel like?
Cookie dough is a little more solid than icing. Icing has more of a softer texture. Alright. Now comes the fun part. We're going to put our powdered sugar in.
You guys love sugar, but remember this, it's no healthy.
You should not eat a lot of it, that is for sure. So here we go. We're going to put 1.5 to 5 of these. Probably just going to do 5 of them to make it a nice even number, like as far as even scoops. Full even scoops, so I don't have to measure out just a half.
Yeah. And who is your favorite Harry Potter character? Leave your comments below.
There you go. And if you haven't read the books, then you should. We enjoyed them greatly.
But if you want to read another fantasy book, Start on Chronicles of Narnia.
That's what we just started, isn't it?
I love it.
Big fan?
Big fan, big fan.
Yeah. I think we actually have some recipes from Chronicles of Narnia that we're going to try out the farther into the series we get. 4. Okay. This next one I'm not really going to measure. I'm just going to stick them in there. All right. That's probably more like 3/4, but between 4 and 5 is where I ended up, okay?
Behind it.
Woo! Powdered sugar makes such a mess. Back up,
Smells
please.
good.
All right. Powdered sugar can make a huge mess. I'm going to kind of stir him in a little before I turn the mixer on, just to kind of keep it from going poof all up in our faces.
Yeah, I think that would be funny.
It's funny, but it is quite the mess to clean up, don't you think? All right, here we go. There we go, nice and slow. And what the deal is with the powdered sugar, the reason that I don't really care how it measured out, is because the powdered sugar will make it a little more firm. So the more powdered sugar is in there, the firmer your icing would be. If it's too firm and you don't like the way it sets up, if you don't like the way the color, whatever, more vanilla will give it a darker color, change the flavor though. More heavy cream, just, as a teaspoon at a time to make it thinner and not as stiff.
It looks really good.
It does look really good. All right.
That's why I was a good color for sugar. Hold on, let me set my feet.
All right, we're almost there, it looks like. Get all that sugar good and mixed in.
Look how big of a mess.
I know, powdered sugar goes everywhere. Everywhere. All right. Here we go. And just when you thought it was going to overflow the bowl, here we go. You gonna try it? You gonna try it? See how it goes? Let's see.
Yum.
That's gonna be good, isn't it? All right.
I'm giving it a 20 out of 20.
Excellent. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my my bag for the icing.
And her trusty.
And my trusty assistant here is going to help, and we're going to plop some icing on these cupcakes, and then we'll let you know how it goes. So we're going to put a little surprise in our cupcakes. We're going to use a butterscotch flavored topping that normally you would put on ice cream. We did not get the sundae topping. He's a little thin. We got the butterscotch flavored topping, and we put him in our little squirt bottle like this because he's got a point on him. I know this is also a squirt bottle, but we want this point because what we're going to do is we're going to take him, all right, we're going to put him into the cupcake. See what I'm doing? And we're going to squeeze and pull out the little bottle at the same time, and we're just going to fill up our little hole, and we're going to fill it up until you see the butterscotch come to the top of the cupcake. All right, we're going to do that to all of them. This is going to be a little time consuming, but it's going to be worth it because you're going to get a little happy butterscotch surprise when you eat your cupcake. All right, so let's go ahead and I will fill the rest of these up in just a minute, but I want to go ahead and get to the icing. So we're going to do these 3. Fill the hole with butterscotch.
I say you do one, then I do one, and then we do one.
Well,
and then
I'm just going to do one, and then I'm going to let you have at it. Now, we're just using regular piping bags. I'm not going to put tips in there or anything, and these are the disposable kind, so we're just going to, once we use them, we'll be done with them. Grab my scissors. Now, we're going to start out by folding this top down to make it easier to get the icing to the bottom of the piping bag. Now, y'all, I am not a professional cake icer, cake maker, professional anything, except a mom and homeschool teacher. That's my profession. That is what I do. So what I'm going to show you is how I do things in my kitchen. If you have better professional tips, then follow those because they're way more likely to turn out prettier than what we're going to do. Okay, good. Now that that'll work. Okay. Now, trade. Hold that. Hold him down too. We're both gonna have one just in case. You never know what's gonna happen in this kitchen. All right, so we're gonna take our icing and we're gonna put him in this bag. again, you do what works for you. You do what you know how to do. And don't make fun of me for doing things the way that I do them. Because, again, I did not train to do this. I have not watched YouTube videos on how to do this.
And
I have taken my logic and said, here's a bag, here's a spoon, here's my icing, I'm going to put it in there. And then we're going to squeeze them out the other end. Alright?
that sounded like how a Cookie Swirl C girl would do it.
So we're going to... Boop, boop, boop. Okay.
Whoop, whoop, fix it, Felix, whoop, whoop.
Very random.
I am a random kid.
Indeed.
No wonder I came up with this video channel.
Alright, I'm going to let you do this. First I'm going to show you how. We're going to take this and cut a little end off of it so we have a hole. Alright. And then we're going to squeeze it. Alright, hold him up here so we can get it on video. Just hold him up. We're going to take this and go wee, and I'm just going to make circles. Alrighty. And the cupcake has been iced. See how not fancy my cupcake icing is. Alright, you want more icing? We've got plenty of icing. Let's put some around the edge here. Alright. If you want to get real fancy and real creative, find you some decorations to put on top. Okay, find you some decorations to put on top. If we've got a little Hufflepuff here. If you don't know what that means, read the books. We used our gold cupcake wrappers for our Hufflepuff. I would have used blue because I am Ravenclaw. And so find you some kind of little Hufflepuff, or find a golden snitch, or find something fun to put on top of your cupcakes. We're just putting icing on top of ours. Alright, you see how that's done?
Or you can find a yellow sixlet to represent the golden snitch.
That's a very creative idea. Alright, now you're going to hold them up here to keep it from coming out the top.
Frosting.
And you're just going to squeeze. And I think starting from the middle is fun. Other people think starting from the outside is fun. But now, there's your icing. Alright? So, knock yourself out on that one. I'm going to fill cupcakes. And I'm going to leave her in charge of icing cupcakes. And we'll see what happens.
And here are Butterbeer Cupcakes.
Okay.
They have a
You want to try one?
Yep. I know which one I'm going to have to try. If you had a cupcake spell, what would you name it?
Leave it. Cupcake Aramis.
I'd say it like this. Bacus Cupcake Aramis.
And as soon as you said that, what would happen? You'd have a cupcake in hand?
Butterbeer even.
Or any flavor that you could imagine.
Oh, pistachio.
Interesting.
Gross. Do not eat the pistachio ice cream. It has turned.
Can you get the paper off?
Can she do it?
I think she can. There you go.
She can.
All right. Let's see how it goes. Ah, it's crumbly. But how does it taste? Is that a thumbs up? Yeah.
10 out of 10, 20 out of 20, 30 out of 30.
The best it could be, huh?
I
Awesome.
love these Butterbeer Cupcakes.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to have to try one.
So, looks like these cupcakes are really good.
All right, they turned out pretty good, didn't they? You're making me feel like I should get a fork before I do this. All right, so we'll try to remember. We didn't post the recipe last week, but I will try to remember to do that this week. We'll put our recipe on with the video, and you can leave your comments if you have.
Oh my God! I know.
Yeah, you did. You can leave tips below, comments below, suggestions, or just tell us how much you love making these cupcakes. All right, so leave your questions and comments below, and we will be back next week with a new recipe of some sort.
Ooh.